So what I'm trying to say is, in IRO method, which is also known as the two-point method, uses the highest cost and the lowest cost to estimate the variables and the fixed cost components. And I've said this level should be within the relevant range because the fixed cost and the variable cost are defined in relation to specific periods and a designated range or volume of activity. The cost chosen to represent the normal cost incurred at these levels, all at these levels. Cost estimates are then determined by calculating the variable cost per unit and the fixed cost per estimate. That's what we call IRO method. Now, calculate for me, how do we get our variable cost per unit? Niandikia hapo chini, variable cost per unit is equals to highest cost minus lowest cost over everything down, highest output minus lowest output. That's how to get our variable cost per unit. It is highest cost minus lowest cost over highest output minus lowest output. Will give you our variable cost per unit. Isaac, have you got that formula right?
Yes, I've gotten it right, sir.
Then, niandikia hapo chini, total cost is equals to fixed cost plus variable cost per unit times output to be predicted. The total cost will be equals to fixed cost plus, open bracket, variable cost per unit times unit of output. That will give you our total cost which we have. I want us to use an example to illustrate that particular kind of the techniques of estimating cost, which is IRO method. Niandikia an Excel illustration. Overhead cost of a maintenance department are recorded as follows. Overhead cost of a maintenance department are recorded as follows. Uandike column ya kwanza, overhead cost in Kenya shillings, hours worked in another column.
Pardon, sir?
Plot for me two columns. The first column is overhead cost. The second column is hours worked. Are you there?
Yes, sir.
Then you write below, under overhead cost downwards, 12,000, 28,500, 13,600, 19,800, and 12,500. Can I repeat?
Yes, repeat, sir.
12,000, 28,500 downwards, 13,600, 19,800, 12,500. Hours worked. Along the 12,000, ni 4.5. Along 28,500, ni 12. Along 13,600, ni 7.3. Along 19,800, ni 10. Along 12,500, ni 5.8. Have you got it right? I repeat the figures.
I've gotten it right.
New paragraph required. A. Determine the variable cost per hour and a fixed overhead cost for the department using IRO method. Determine the variable cost per hour and the fixed overhead cost for the department using IRO method. B. Estimate the total cost when the department works for 9 hours. Estimate the total cost when the department works for 9 hours. Isaac, are you getting me?
Yes, I'm getting you.
Mwangi, can you chat to tell me whether you have got it right so that we don't leave you behind? Fine. Now, I want you to do what I'm going to tell you. A bull circle, which of these overhead costs is the highest? Isaac. Of the
Yes, sir.
which of these costs is the highest?
28,500.
Now, which is the lowest? Circle that 28,500. You circle it. Which is the lowest cost here?
12,000.
You circle the 12,000. Which is the highest hours here?
12 hours.
You circle that. Which is the lowest hours here?
4.5.
Is it along with the cost which we had circled?
Yes.
Thank you. Now then, niandikia hapa variable cost per unit. The highest cost, which is 28,500. Lowest cost in 12,000. The highest hours in 12 hours minus 4.5 to give me my variable cost per hour. Are you getting what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
Get for me the variable cost per hour now. Have you got our variable cost per hour? Have you got 2,200?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now that is exactly what we have niandikia now. Total cost is equals to fixed cost plus, open brackets, variable cost per unit per hour times the predicted hours. That's I'm now answering. Now, before we do that, I want now to get my fixed cost. Before you write that down, I've jumped it. They asked us to get our fixed cost from there. Niandikie total cost is equal to fixed cost plus variable cost, right?
Yes.
Take off any cost. I want you, Isaac, to take
Yes.
28,500. Now,
Yes.
na Mwangi achukue hiyo cost, tulisema the lowest cost was 12,000 to see whether we are going to get the same fixed cost, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, Isaac, I take 28,500. Mwangi, you take our total cost to be 12,000. So for Mwangi, you write, 12,000 is equal to fixed cost plus 2,200 times the number of hours to 4.5. For Isaac, you write 28,500 is equals to fixed cost, which I don't know, the 22,000 times the hours which worked for that was 12. Are we together?
Yes, sir.
Now, each of us, we are looking for fixed cost, but using different types of cost. The fixed element will be the same regardless of the number of hours which have been worked. Nicalculating fixed cost there. We make fixed cost, which is unknown, to be a subject formula. Mwanga, are you getting me? Okay.
Sir,
Yes.
I've gotten fixed cost is 2100.
2,000.
100.
Thank you. You're right. Let us wait for Mwangi. He has also got the same. So we have now got the fixed costs, which we have. Now we want to estimate our costs. We want now to estimate our costs. Our total cost will be equal to fixed cost plus variable cost. We are estimating our what if they are working for 9 hours? The maintenance for 1 hour. Fixed cost, the 1,200, then variable cost umepata, tulikuwa tumepata hapo juu, ni our variable cost was 22 times 9. So it is 1,200 plus, you get 19,800. Because 2,200 times 9, you get 19,800. So 19,800 how much do you get?
21,900.
Correct. That's now the correct. You have seen how to use the high-low method for this particular case. I hope you have got it clearly using the high-low method for this case. I want us now to use what we call scatter diagram. That's what we want us now, so that we can be able to estimate our cost by using what we call the scatter graph method. Now let me explain what this scatter basically means before we can be able to